Hi guys, so I'm gonna read Adventure Comics number 247. So this is the first appearance of the Legion of Superheroes. I'm sorry, Superboy, but we can't admit you into our superhero club. Your low score in the test we gave you proves your powers are too ordinary. Yeah, I thought this cover was really stupid. He's Superboy, he's going to be Superman. And he's the Silver Age Superman, which is like one of the most powerful versions of Superman or Superboy. So, Superboy could beat all three of these guys single handedly. But anyway. Superboy, the adventures of Superman when he was a boy. In any contest of outstanding feats, you wouldn't expect Superboy to walk away with the prizes. But don't cheer too soon for the Boy of Steel until you see what happens when he competes with three youngsters who have gained strange powers of their own. The incredible will take place before your very eyes when you see all his superpowers failing to win Superboy a membership in the Legion of Superheroes. My magnetic eyes will slow that criminal gateway rocket, knock out their light ray gun with a bolt, lightning boy. Good, Cosmic Boy, and I'll read their minds and find out where they hid the loot. Wow, those kids with only one superpower each can do super feats equal to any of mine. In Smallville one day, Clark Kent receives a sudden shock. Hello there, Superboy. You think that I'm Superboy? That's a good one. But at home, Clark does doff himself of his outer garments to reveal himself as the famed boy hero. That boy is new in town. Gosh, did he somehow find out my secret identity? Oh, he must have been joking. I'll forget it and go out on patrol. On patrol, Superboy can hardly believe his ears when... Hi, Clark Kent. Oh my gosh, another boy seems to know my secret. I'll pretend to ignore him as if he's wrong. Later, Superboy is really overwhelmed. Superboy, give my regards to Mr. and Mrs. Kent, your foster parents, when you return home. Great guns! A girl, too? Does everybody know the truth now? But as the two boys join the girl, don't worry, Superboy. Only we three know your secret, and we took care that nobody else was within earshot before. You'll soon see why we know all about you. We also have secret identities. You see, we're from the future. Naturally, we know your life story from historical records. We wore 20th century clothes to have a bit of fun with you. So that's it. What a relief that my secret identity is still safe here in Smallville. We want you to make you a member of our special club, whose members perform super feats in the future. You would be the greatest superhero of us all. Why, I just do my job. Don't be modest, Superboy. Come to the 30th century in our time bubble. It will only take a few hours to install you as an honorary member. Gosh, thanks. I'll go as long as things are quiet in Smallville right now. Eerily, as the time machine leaves the 20th century, so the times goes 1958, 1960, 1975, 2000, 2100, 2200, 2500. Hang on, Superboy. We're crashing the time barrier and sailing 1,000 years in the future. Dizzy moments later. This is Smallville in the 30th century, Superboy. We'll show you around town. We can fly, too, propelled by our jets. Superboy finds his hometown vastly changed after 1,000 years. Holy cow! Smallville is just a super city now. No, it's still just a town, Superboy. You should see the big cities of this future time. At that, they tour the wonders of 30th century Smallville. Gosh, you have space sightseeing trips. Earth satellite tour around the world in 80 minutes. When they pause for refreshments, how the old ice cream parlor has changed. This Martian ice cream is out of this world. Yum. But one thing hasn't changed in Smallville, gladdening Superboy's heart. My home with Dad and Mom, Kent, is preserved as a shrine. What an honor. That's nothing, Superboy. Come to school with us and see what is taught in history class. At school. In the 20th century, pupils, Superboy was noted for his amazing super strength. That teacher has a Superboy robe about to demonstrate my superpowers. Suddenly, click, the robot went dead. I can't show how Superboy used the heat of his X-ray vision to melt steel. Wait, teacher. Here's Superboy in person. We brought him into our time from the 20th century. How fortunate. Please finish the demonstration, Superboy, so my class doesn't fall behind in history studies. Well, if he insists, gosh, I'm teaching history, about myself. And that, pupils, is exactly how Superboy melted steel with his remarkable X-ray eyes. After school, now to our clubhouse. But before you become a member, Superboy, you must follow the club rules and prove you're a superhero. As the meeting of the Legion of Superheroes comes to order, notice, Superboy, that each of us has a special power different from yours. To earn membership, you must compete against 3 of us in turn, winning out with your superpowers if you can. That ought to be easy. You wouldn't be so confident if you could see ahead, Superboy. Soon, we'll turn on our television trouble finder to learn about some super jobs to do. Here's one. No luck. Our sea-bottom scoop didn't dredge up the statue of the unknown spaceman, which sank here last week. It's a priceless museum piece. You'll compete with Saturn Girl first, whose superpower is thought casting. The scientists of Saturn, who are experts in telepathy, taught me how to read minds and also cast my mental commands anywhere. The first one of you to bring the sunken statue wins. On your marks, get set, go! If they insist on this super contest, I'll do my best. I'll use super speed and finish the job before Saturn Girl even gets there. But suddenly, Superboy's telescopic vision picks up another event at school. I fixed the Superboy robot, but something's wrong. It's running away. It's worth $1 million. Oh my gosh, I gotta help out there first. Flashing there, the Boy of Steel battles the Robot of Steel. Oof, can't hold it back. But if I can smash it, the powerful atom motor inside will explode and harm others. I've got it. I'll bore a tunnel directly in front of it. The robot will follow it underground. Cleverly, Superboy leads the runaway robot back to the school laboratory. The science professor will know how to stop the robot after I explain it's a runaway. This nuclear ray will short-circuit the motor. He'll also fix it right for the classroom work. Now to rush on to the other job, which must have stumped Saturn Girl. How could she raise a sunken statue with mere mind-reading powers? But meanwhile, Saturn Girl is using her wits. I know. I'll radiate a powerful thought beam down to the sea bottom, where many huge creatures live. Miles down, a denizen of the deep sea obeys the hypnotic mental command. Swim up with the statue. Obey me. And when Superboy arrives... Too late, Superboy. I got the statue. You can be a gentleman if you want and carry it to me. Ha ha. Jeepers. No wonder these kids are called superheroes. They do super feats even though they each possess only one superpower. After the statue is delivered to the museum, Superboy meets humiliation at the clubhouse. You lost out on your first task, and to a girl. Is this the great Superboy we learned about in school? What's your excuse? None. If I tell about the runaway robot delaying me, it will sound like a weak alibi. Soon, using the TV trouble finder again. Look, that round-the-world rocket liner crashed. The crew and passengers escaped with flying jets, but that burning wreck will set fire to that forest. You're competing with Cosmic Boy this time, Superboy. Ready, go! I'll simply blow out fire with my super breath. His power of super magnetism can't possibly douse the blaze. How can I lose? Very easily, Superboy, for fate again brings you another danger seen only by your telescopic vision. Yipes! That Earth satellite is falling from its orbit. It might hit a city below, like a flaming meteor. Got it. It's an old 20th century satellite that was popularly called a basketball. So why not make a basket with it in that volcano crater? It's useless here in the future, where they have super satellites. Now I'll rush to the forest fire to help poor Cosmic Boy. Cosmic Boy does not need any help from Superboy. Special serums gave me magnetic eyes of superpowers. Of superpower. I'll pull a flock of iron meteors down from space to fill that lake near the fire. Arriving Superboy is again thwarted. The lake overflowed and flooded the forest, putting out the fire. Where were you, Superboy? I won't tell how I saved the city from the falling satellite again. It'll be thought I'm using an alibi. Back at the club, Superboy winces as, "You're not doing so good, Superboy. You have many superpowers, yet you can't beat us with our single powers. You only get one more chance against Lightning Boy. I've got to win the third and final contest." When the emergency arises, the Nova Express left for Mars with a leaking fuel tank. It'll be stalled in mid-space if they don't turn back. Radio warnings were cut off by space static. Find a way to warn them. Go! I'll fly after the spaceship. Nothing can sidetrack me the third time. But his super bad luck seems to hound Superboy, for at that moment, the invisible Eagle of Neptune just escaped from the hole. Rockets may bump into it without seeing it. That's worse danger than what the spaceship faces. Gotta chase that critter down. But how, Superboy? Gosh, I might search hours for that invisible bird and never blunder into it. I have an idea. I'll pick up an iceberg at sea. Returning at super speed, what's Superboy's strange plan? This will cool the air for miles around. My plan should work before the city suffers too much discomfort from the cold. Shortly, Superboy hurls the iceberg out to sea and... it worked. Frost formed on the Eagle, making it visible, just as frost covers a transparent window pane. Now I can capture it and return it to the interplanetary zoo. Meanwhile, Lightning Boy has solved his task. My hands are like the positive and negative poles of a battery. Each time I clasp them together, a super lightning flash leaps forth. Ingeniously, the superhero of the future finishes a gigantic sign with an electric skywriting. Ahoy, Nova Express, your fuel tank is leaking. Return for repairs. I use special lightning flashes that don't fade out for 10 seconds. The bright sign I made will be visible for 1,000,000 miles in space, bringing the spaceship back. Later, at the clubhouse, Superboy's worst moment comes. 3 times you failed in the contest, Superboy. Sorry, but we reject you from the Legion of Superheroes. Gulp, but I still won't try to alibi my way out of this. I'll take it with a smile. Superboy holds a smile despite the jibes that follow him to the door. Ha ha, only the backward 20th century people could think him a superhero. Bet they exaggerated his super deeds. Right, Superboy? It, could be. Well, so long, no hard feelings on my part. But Superboy's brave smile covers a broken heart. How will I ever tell them back in Smallville that their superhero flunked out of the superhero club? He's crying. This is a really weird. This is a really weird story. Anyway, but wait, Superboy, come back. But I don't understand. I've been rejected. No, you're a member, Superboy. We gave you a bad time only as your initiation. We deliberately decoyed you elsewhere during each contest. For instance, when you and I first raced away on our job, I secretly beamed a telepathic command into the electronic brain of the robot Superboy at school. Attention, Superboy robot. I command you to become a runaway. And I, Cosmic Boy, used my magnetic eyes on the way to the fire. My magnetic vision will pull that old satellite out of its orbit. I'll make sure it falls harmlessly at sea if Superboy fails to stop it. And it was easy for me, Lightning Boy, to send a super flash towards the interplanetary zoo. This will burst a hole in the zoo's plastic dome, letting the invisible eagle escape. Saturn Girl can always use her mental commands to make it return if Superboy fails. It was only your initiation, and you proved you're a super good sport, taking it all with a smile. Hooray for Superboy, our new member! Suddenly, another alarm. That's South Pole City, heated by a giant cosmic lamp. But it burned out and the tower is toppling. We can't get there in time. I can. Super speed hurtles the boy of steel to the South Pole. I flash into space first to pick up this magnetic meteor. Its powerful throw will straighten the tower while a repair crew gets to work. I borrowed salt from them to seed these clouds, causing heat lightning. It will keep the South Pole city warm until the atomic heat lamp is fixed. Later, back at the clubhouse. I'll bet you're wondering why I simply didn't shove the tower straight with my super strength. Gosh, you read my mind. I get it. You had your little joke with us, too. You just used magnetism, lightning, and a mind-reading trick to duplicate our powers. And all in one job, you've earned our highest reward. Finally, after the time bubble returns Superboy to his home in the 20th century Smallville. Gosh, Dad, I'll still have this honored reputation 1,000 years from now in 30th century Smallville. It says superhero number 1. So the end. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.